Good afternoon, everyone, and well, it's been a while. Yeah, it has been a while since I've recorded a couple of videos, and the reason for that is I'm basically updating my rig, my cockpit setup, and because of that, I've just had a lot in the room, and I couldn't really all get it unpacked. All that the Ferrari and the Aston Martin there come colliding, and we've lost a place to the Porsche. So I'm going to try. Looks like we've got a bit of a run on the Ferrari. Allow that to just slightly back off. We'll go for that on another corner. But anyway, yeah. So didn't really get around to doing any videos, but I've got my new rig up and running, and we were able to now get back on with some racing. Assetto Corsa Competizione has not changed in those couple of weeks, which is good for me, so I haven't really lost out. But with my new rig, I felt it just, what that Porsche, if you look back at that replay, it went totally off at the chicane, at the Villeneuve chicane, and then came back on and just punted that Ferrari off. It's just, there's some really crazy driving going on at the moment. The reason partly for that is because my safety rating is still not where it needs to be, so I have to sort of go into these lobbies where there's some quite crazy drivers around, and they don't really give a toss, to be honest, a lot of the time. Not everyone, as you'll see from this race here, which is a 15-minute race at Zolder. I'm in the Aston Martin, and I have to say that I think what we're looking at with Zolder is Aston Martin and Porsche tend to be the cars to have here. They really are. The Aston Martin does really well to stick to the track. I've got it on traction control 3, and it just nicely just gives me some good amount of grip. It doesn't slide too much, and yeah, on a dry track it's a really nice car, but I think the Porsche is the car to have, so I really need to get around looking at that. We just slightly go a bit deep into the chicane there, but we're currently running in 6th place, and we are chasing down another Porsche ahead of us, and well, there's a bunch of cars that we're sort of slightly gaining on, and try to ignore the left hand corner about the timings and everything. They tend to be a bit outdated because this is our replay mode rather than live capture. So you'll see that in the cockpit display, in my dashboard, I've got no tyre temperatures or anything like that. And on the left-hand side, this is like sector timing. It doesn't update until you hit a sector, and then like the timing will then update and your position will update. So at the moment, currently running 6th, and we complete lap 2. So yeah. So nothing much has changed. We have had, however, on Twitter, if you go on my Twitter account, some new images of the Kyalami track in South Africa, which will have been released by Kunos. Oh, the Porsche's lost it. Lost it big time, actually, which was quite surprising. And he's gone round, so we're going to go up to 5th place now. It's a nice Golf livery, that. I do like that Porsche Golf livery. But he obviously lost the rear end, and that spun him around. So we're now chasing down the McLaren belonging to A91, who is ahead of us. Probably about 3 to 4 seconds ahead at this stage. So we'll see how we get on as we enter the Villeneuve chicane. There's a bit of dust, and actually we're caning on that McLaren quite quick. I don't know if that's because there's also a Aston Martin and a Nissan ahead of it, and they're just slightly holding each other up there. But we'll see how this goes. But anyway, yeah, back to the images that we've seen of Kyalami, which is good because we know that Kunos will be shortly, hopefully, releasing the DLC, which is going to be paid for DLC at some point. Not sure if it will make the year, but certainly it looks like the track is a finished product. So maybe it might be there in time for Christmas, but obviously we'll wait to see. They're also going to throw in Suzuka as well into that, and Bathurst. But from what we've seen, and although they weren't official Kunos pictures, have come from the International GT Challenge Twitter feed. The circuit looks to be ready. So we are now, we've got a Nissan, so it's the Nissan GTR. It's running a bit slow. I mean, sort of gaining on that rather quickly when you look at it. Come under the Yokohama Bridge, breaking into the Klein chicane there. He gets it a bit wrong. He's not quick. He's just a sitting duck, really. We've been able to pass him. He moves out of the way. He doesn't really allow for much fighting to go on, and we're just dropping him. So I don't really know what's going on there. That was well, it's TKR7 who's, according to the timing screen, second, but we just all need to update this and he'll just drop down the field. So more dirt being kicked up ahead of us, and we have Strauss in the Aston Martin and A91 in the McLaren Shadow. Not really sure what's going on. Oh, and we've lost, I don't know what that was there, but we lost a car at the chicane. Was that? Don't really know what that was. I don't know if that was a back marker. Could have been a back marker, but the McLaren, right, so what we've got here now is the McLaren, and that appears to be, sorry, it's not Aston Martin, my mistake, it's a Bentley. So the McLaren and the Bentley ahead of us. But I find it a bit weird with this McLaren because it's not part of the actual Blancpain GT Championship, so it's quite funny to race it, and it's also not in any livery of any sort, so it's almost like you're racing like some sort of supercar instead. I launch off that chicane, didn't do the car very well at all, and yeah, lost a bit of time to that, but we're bringing these people in. But yeah, the McLaren's just a funny car to have. I don't really understand the need for it to be in the championship. It would have been nice to be able to practice it, but not to be actually in the race. But when you look at it, and we'll see how we go on with the next couple of laps, it's obviously a very quick car to have, and it's obviously the car of choice. If you're a McLaren fan, you're going to choose this 720 over the 650, definitely. So back up now. That's the end of lap 4. We're going to start lap 5. The timing screens we're just going to totally ignore, but it looks like the Porsche of Boensman has long gone. We're never going to catch him in a million years at all. But the McLaren is certainly on our radar. I reckon we might be able to put him under a lot of pressure for over the next couple of laps. We'll just see whereabouts he's his strongest and his weakness. The car itself, I kind of know that certainly with the Aston Martin is slow out of corners. It doesn't have the punch that other cars do. Taking that chicane quite well, actually. So we're able to sort of maintain our gap to the McLaren. But it doesn't have the punch, and I'll see if we can have a look at it here. But under braking, we're right now getting onto the back of this McLaren. It's hopefully won't be too long before we can try and make a move. That is the Bentley gone. So the Bentley Strauss has totally lost that. This is basically the battle for second, as the McLaren, he covers the inside, and he does well actually, because he doesn't run wide, and he didn't really lose that amount of time, but you can kind of see that he kind of gets away under acceleration. But I catch him up on braking. We'll watch the acceleration here, and yeah, he's just pulling away. So if I want to stay with him going down a straight, we're going to struggle, and it looks to me like the Aston Martin's going to be a bit better on braking. The McLaren kind of gets it a bit sideways, allow me to again move up behind him, and we've got the run on him, but he's holding that line, so we're not going to do anything. But we've now got the Porsche behind us of odds, in that Golf Porsche that span out earlier on in the race, so he's all over my arse. Having a quick look, going to go to the inside, coming up to the chicane. like I've got the run up to the chicane here. Going to go down the inside, but it's a bit dodgy because I'm not sure. Yeah, see, I didn't think he was going to really let me in, and I've lost the place to the Porsche now. So that's Otts in the Porsche ahead of us. I've lost out. Going back on that chicane, I just don't know what kind of driver he was. I didn't really want to go in too hard. Didn't really want to push him. So I sort of gave him a bit of room, but that's, yeah, just lost me some time and a place. Now got the Audi R8 behind us, and so that's a Pro Nike. Gonna hopefully, maybe we might be able to see what this Porsche and McLaren can maybe trip over each other and take advantage. But the McLaren is so defensive. However, he has gone a bit deep, and look, that Porsche's now got the run on him, so the Porsche is going to pass him. That, see, although it's kind of benefited me because I'm back up behind them now, I was kind of hoping they'd trip up over each other. So, out of the Ertz curve, and we are, we're such in the sandwich here. We're still trying to push and push and push and push, but we've also got that Audi, so we're trying to make sure that we get any mistakes here. And I just don't know where we're going to be able to pass this McLaren because he's so good and accelerating out of these corners. Have a look at the chicane. We're pretty much matched there. The Audi R8, not of Pro Nike, not really going too much. The Audi R8's good, but I think these are the three cars probably to have around Zolder at the moment. And we don't have that much time left. The Porsche of Bonesman has long gone. He's yeah, nowhere to be seen. I haven't even seen him this race. But that R8 could prove a bit of an issue for me. He's certainly on my case, and with a bit of hard braking, he could always have a look and try and go down the inside. The McLaren just stretches its leg, then it comes back to me, and I just don't know where we're going to stand with that. But it's nice to get back to some decent racing. He runs wide. Whoa, he runs wide. Okay, let's have a look. Oh, it didn't lose too much time there, to be honest. I mean, I'm behind him, but it's not really going to be enough. We get ever so slight oversteer, and in that sector 1 time, we're just pretty much evenly matched. We really are. Okay, let's have a look at the chicane here. Hard braking in. Gaining a bit of time on him, but he's going to have the acceleration. He launches over the chicane, but it actually didn't lose him any time. Slightly pulling away from the Audi now, but is this McLaren going to slightly hold me up? And that reason that Audi's behind me is because effectively I can't pass the McLaren. But the Porsche isn't getting away either. The Audi's off. He's gone. Pro Nike has gone. He's run wide, and he is out of this race. So, with only no more than a couple of laps left now, it's going to be pretty much down to the three of us as to who gets the podium. But yeah, so we'll allow this to just play on a bit because I'm sure you're going to get bored of my voice. But we are in a point. That was so close, so close. But the game's pretty much, there's been any fixes, so obviously Kunos are relatively happy with things as they are at the moment. Obviously there can be improvements, maybe we might get a big update coming soon, but on the whole, you know, there's a lot of people that are generally now quite happy with it and the way that it works, the way it performs. So I don't think we're going to see a huge amount of changes to be had. Certainly with VR, which is what I do use a lot, and that you've got various videos that you can watch on my channel. I think that's the end of VR. I really don't see any real major changes to that. But yeah, the only thing I'm looking at is to make this experience better for me. I need to change the graphics card. I'm still not happy with like the shadows of the cars. and I think that's something to do with my 1060 graphics card, which I need to basically improve on. So that's something also I need to look at, as well as upgrading my steering wheel. For those that don't know, I'm running a Logitech G29, so nothing fancy, but it does the job at the end of the day. But it would be nice to have something a bit more expensive, which is what I'm looking at. But as we come into the final corner now, this is really pretty much going to be it. We're not going to get... We got right on the tail on his last lap, but look at the acceleration. It's just not going to do it. And that is the end of the race. So we're finishing 4th. Close, very close indeed. And yeah. But that's it. Thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos. Give me the thumbs up. And I'll see you again soon. Thank you very much. See you later.